chosen one. Today I am calling you to pause in this moment because a major shift is approaching and you need to prepare with awareness, peace, and courage. My beloved child, I have not come to tell you that I will abandon you if you look away from these words. Because genuine love does not use fear to make someone stay. I have come because for far too long you have ignored the signals arising within you, and for far too long you have continued moving forward while your heart repeatedly reminded you that something needed to be acknowledged and changed. Remain here a little longer, not to protect a message from interruption, but to give yourself the opportunity to listen without immediately running toward another source of noise. Something is being brought closer to your hands. But in order to receive it, you need to release the burdens, limiting beliefs, and habits that have occupied all the space intended for what is new. I know that, during the past few hours, you may have felt uneasy without being able to explain why. Old thoughts suddenly returned. Certain memories you believed had been forgotten appeared clearly again. Or you began noticing that things you once accepted no longer bring you peace. This is not a sign that you are becoming weaker. It shows that awareness within you is growing stronger. In the past, you may have easily ignored the feeling that something was wrong, simply to avoid conflict. Continued smiling in a place that was hurting you, or agreed to something you did not truly want. But now, the deep and discerning part of you no longer wishes to remain asleep. It is reminding you that peace cannot be built by continually betraying your own legitimate needs. I am helping you see this, not so that you will become angry with the past, but so that you will stop giving your future to old patterns. A path is gradually becoming clearer every time you are honest with yourself. You may not yet see the full shape of your future, but you already know what cannot continue. You know that a certain relationship is taking too much of your strength. You know that a habit is keeping you stagnant. You know that a decision must be made, even though merely thinking about it causes anxiety. I am not asking you to act impulsively. I only want you to stop pretending that you cannot hear the call to change. Genuine guidance does not push you into panic, but neither does it allow you to remain asleep forever. It gently repeats the same truth until you become courageous enough to rise and say that you are ready to enter a healthier way of living. You are approaching a moment that may shape the next stage of your life. But that moment is not determined by whether you watch or ignore a piece of content. It is shaped by the choices you make after recognizing the truth. If you want progress, stop dividing your energy among too many unnecessary things. If you want clarity, become honest about what you are trying to avoid. If you want abundance, begin managing what you already possess with discipline. If you want healthy connections, stop chasing people who appear only when they need you. If you want inner peace, stop repeatedly returning to a place that has shown many times that it does not know how to value you. Not everything you desire lies beyond your reach. Part of it is waiting for you to change the way you think, choose, and protect what is precious. I am awakening your awareness so that you will no longer live through unconscious reactions. Certain cycles have quietly operated behind many of your decisions. Fear of abandonment caused you to hold on to people who were not right for you. Shame caused you to hide your abilities. Old criticism made you doubt yourself, even when a genuine opportunity appeared. A sense of scarcity made you believe that you had to accept anything offered to you, even when it was unworthy. These patterns are not mysterious forces against which you are powerless. They are marks created through experience. And with patience, they can be changed. Every time you choose a new response, the old cycle becomes weaker. Every time you say no to what drains you, you rebuild a boundary. Every time you allow yourself to receive sincere help, you heal the belief that you must carry everything alone. I have intervened by illuminating things you were once unable to see. But you must also participate in your own release. Do not only pray for a new door to open, while continuing to hold tightly to an old door that has already closed. Do not expect a new season to arrive, while carrying every resentment from the previous one. Put down what no longer helps you grow. Forgiveness does not mean denying that you were hurt, nor does it mean giving someone permission to return and do the same thing again. Forgiveness means deciding that their actions will no longer continue living within your thoughts, choices, and emotions. When you do this, the energy once imprisoned in the past will return for you to use in the present. You do not need to write a sentence in the comment section to activate my protection. Protection is not a reward exchanged for pressing a button, and light does not need an algorithm to confirm that you belong to it. However, you may speak aloud as a way of reminding yourself that you will no longer live under the authority of fear. Gently declare within your heart, I am protected, I am awake, and I choose what is healthy. What creates the difference is not the sentence seen by others, but the commitment you place behind it. After saying that you are protected, you need to protect your time from people who continually consume it. You need to protect your mind from content that plants panic. You need to protect your finances from vague promises and protect your heart from returning to what has repeatedly broken you. The strength you feel today is not meant to make you rigid or constantly suspicious. Proper protection helps you remain gentle without becoming fragile, compassionate without becoming easy to exploit, and generous while still discerning. You do not need to view everyone as a threat merely because you were once betrayed. Allow the past to teach you to observe consistency, but do not allow it to teach you to close every door. Sincere people will not fear your boundaries. Good opportunities will not pressure you to respond in panic. The right path will not require you to lose yourself in order to enter it. When you preserve these principles, you will recognize what belongs to guidance and what is merely trying to exploit your deepest desires. Something powerful is waiting for you, but it may not arrive in the dramatic form you once imagined. It may be the confidence to end a cycle, the clarity to choose a new direction, a conversation that opens an opportunity, or a decision that helps you regain authority over your life. Do not underestimate quiet turning points. There are days when nothing appears to change outwardly, yet within, a person has decided not to return to an old way of living, and from that decision, everything gradually begins to be restored. Today may become such a day for you. No one else needs to witness it. No applause is necessary. You only need to know that you have begun. Take a deep breath and feel calm returning. You have not been abandoned. You are not being hunted by an invisible force, and you do not have to race in order to keep what is truly meant for you. I am guiding you through the light of understanding, the strength of courage, and a peace that does not depend upon circumstances. Remain connected to yourself even after these words end. Choose one practical action to confirm the change. Complete what you have delayed, establish a boundary, rest at the right time, or leave a situation that is no longer healthy. I will continue reminding you through clarity, trustworthy people, and the peace that accompanies the right choice. My beloved child, the strongest shield around you is a pure heart, an awakened mind, and the courage to stop giving fear the authority to decide your life. My beloved child, the influential person who is about to enter your journey is also being prepared in silence. Because this meeting not only requires the right timing, but also requires both of you to become mature enough to recognize one another's true value. 1 year ago, you did not possess enough stability to remain peaceful beneath the weight of an extraordinary connection. 6 months ago, you might have chased every small sign, tried to attract attention, or placed all your hope in someone you did not truly understand. 3 months ago, you might still have compromised with unsuitable things because you feared the opportunity would pass. But today, you are no longer that person. The season of waiting taught you how to remain still without losing faith. Being overlooked helped you understand that your value does not depend on whether someone sees it. Lonely days purified you from the need to be recognized at any cost. That process, which seemed filled with emptiness, has made your presence deeper, calmer, and attractive in a way that appearance alone could never create. Leave the confirmation, Amen. If you feel these words touching a very deep place within you, do not do it as an exchange intended to force heaven to give you a result, but as a declaration that you are ready to receive good things with maturity. I do not want you to enter the new season with uncontrolled excitement. I want you to enter it with a heart that knows who you are, knows what is worthy, and understands that sincere affection never requires you to sacrifice your dignity. What is being prepared is not merely a meeting, but an opportunity for you to demonstrate every lesson planted within you over a long period. You will need calm more than emotion, discernment more than imagination, and patience more than urgency. When you preserve these things, outward glamour will not blind you, and you will not place another person so high that you forget the value I placed within you. You need to understand something about people who live in the public eye. They may be known by thousands, invited, admired, and pursued, but this does not mean they are always truly seen. Many people approach them because of fame, status, influence, or the opportunities they may receive. Some use sweet words to conceal ambition. Some only want to appear beside them to feel more important. Others view them as a symbol to conquer, rather than as a human being with vulnerable days, private concerns, and a need to be loved without conditions. Therefore, even while surrounded by crowds, they may still feel lonely. Even while receiving countless compliments, they may wonder who would remain if all the lights suddenly went out, behind closed doors, when there are no cameras, applause, or socially polished conversations. That person has also longed to meet someone who does not need their fame in order to give meaning to their own life. They desire a presence that does not exploit, display, or turn everything into a performance for the attention of outsiders. They desire someone who already has a life, joy, and purpose of their own. Someone who can love without possessing, listen without judging, and walk beside them without turning the relationship into a ladder for personal advancement. They need a place safe enough to lower the defenses formed after being used too many times. They need someone capable of seeing beyond the public role and recognizing the ordinary person still living beneath every expectation. My beloved child, what may allow you to become? That special presence is not that you are more perfect than others, but that you are learning to become whole even before they arrive. You do not need them to rescue you from emptiness. You do not need their name to prove your worth. Neither do you need their attention in order to feel deserving of love. This healthy independence creates the sense of safety they have been seeking. When someone knows who they are, they do not enter a relationship with hands that are always demanding, but bring peace, depth, and the ability to share. You are being taught how to love without losing yourself, how to open your heart while remaining discerning, and how to value another person without making them the only center of your life. But you must remember this important key: do not turn expectation into pursuit. The moment you try to force everything to unfold according to your timing, peace will be replaced by obsession. When you continually try to appear before them, send unnecessary messages, or create situations merely to attract attention, you may easily lose the natural quality that made you different. This is not because taking initiative is always wrong, but because a healthy connection does not need to be born through pressure. I want you to distinguish openness from chasing, and a sincere action from the need to control the outcome. If a door is truly meant for you, you will not need to break the lock to enter. What is suitable will open through clarity, respect, and actions coming from both sides. Throughout this season, I have watched you practice silence. There were times when you wanted to send a message merely to see whether you were remembered, but you stopped and questioned your true motive. There were moments when you wanted to enter that person's space only to create what appeared to be a chance meeting. But you chose to return to your responsibilities. There were days when your mind wanted to spend hours imagining the future, but you brought your attention back to work, health, sincere relationships, and your own purpose. Each of these choices was not a missed opportunity. It was evidence that you are learning not to allow emotion to control you. Maturity is not found in no longer feeling emotion, but in your ability to remain calm in the middle of it. You can care without monitoring every movement. You can hope without turning hope into dependence. You can believe in a meaningful encounter while continuing to build your own life each day. When you choose growth, instead of becoming consumed by thoughts of someone who has not truly entered your life, you are not weakening the connection. On the contrary, you are becoming stable enough that if the meeting happens, you will not become overwhelmed, diminish yourself, or forget your healthy standards. I also want you to know that the reward for patience is not necessarily only one specific person. The first reward is the freedom you have regained from the impulses that once made you anxious. You no longer live while waiting for a message. You no longer allow someone's attitude to determine the value of your entire day. You no longer sacrifice sleep, concentration, and peace in order to interpret vague signs. This is true elevation. If that person approaches, you will meet them from a place of wholeness rather than lack. If the journey does not unfold in the way you once imagined, you still will not lose yourself, because the maturity you have developed will continue opening better doors. Therefore, my beloved child, continue preserving inner stillness. Do not try to impress them through an inauthentic version of yourself. Do not attempt to become what you think they would prefer. The right person needs to meet your genuine self, not an image created from the fear of rejection. Care for what I have entrusted to you, develop your abilities, preserve pure boundaries, and build a life that feels meaningful even before anyone enters it. It is there that healthy attraction is born. You do not need to shout in order to be seen. You do not need to chase in order to be chosen. What is truly suitable will recognize the peace within you, and when the right time comes, the connection will not require you to lose your dignity in order to preserve it. My beloved child, the heaviness in your heart and the confusion covering your thoughts at this moment are not signs that you have taken the wrong path, but indications that a profound transformation is beginning within you. I, Archangel Michael, have led you to this moment so that you may recognize that the emotions you cannot easily name, the thoughts that continually return, and the desire for change have not appeared without reason. A part of you has awakened after a long period of being covered by responsibility, disappointment, and the days when you had to be stronger than you felt capable of being. Therefore, do not immediately resist what you feel, and do not blame yourself for not yet having an answer. Breathe slowly, place your hand upon your chest, and allow yourself to become fully present. I have not come to confuse you with mysteries, but to help you see your unique mark, noble assignment, proper timing, and the path of life gradually being revealed before you. These things do not exist in some distant place. They were planted in the way you love, the way you rise after being hurt, and the way you still desire to bring goodness to others, even though you once lacked support yourself. If you are ready to receive a new perspective, quietly establish your intention at this very moment. You do not need to perform a complicated ritual for me to hear you, nor must you prove your faith through actions that make you feel pressured. If you want to write Amen, do so voluntarily as an agreement with peace, hope, and growth, not from fear that you might miss something. True power is not found in a word typed on a screen, but in the decision you make after the word is spoken. When you declare that you are ready, become ready to release the thoughts that caused you to diminish yourself, ready to stop chasing doors that do not respect you, and ready to take responsibility for your future. This change in the way you live will clear your mental space, reduce the volume of chaotic voices, and create room for clarity to enter. I want you to receive what is coming with awareness, because all genuine guidance will lead you closer to compassion, honesty, and peace, rather than making you afraid or unable to think clearly. There is a deep reason why you are still here, and why these words touch a hidden place within you. You have reached a point where old patterns no longer possess the same power to hold you back. Perhaps a familiar trial is repeating. The same kind of person who hurts you, the same fear appearing whenever opportunity approaches, or the same habit of procrastination causing you to miss necessary progress. In the past, you may have responded in the same way because you believed there was no other choice, but the flow of your life begins to change when you look directly at that pattern. The simple act of recognizing what is happening is already a sign of growth. What once controlled you unconsciously will gradually lose power when you name it correctly. You no longer need to run from fear. You can observe it, understand its origin, and choose a different response. This moment matters not because it will appear only once and then disappear forever, but because you are awake enough to do something you have never done before. Pause, listen, and choose another path. Remain with yourself a little longer, not to become dependent upon the words before your eyes, but to hear the calm voice beneath every disturbance. I want you to understand that genuine elevation does not come from collecting more unusual information. but from the ability to transform understanding into a clearer life. If these words move you briefly, and then you return to the habits that exhaust you, the transformation will remain small. But if you use today's awareness to rest at the right time, care for your health, complete what remains unfinished, establish boundaries with people who repeatedly hurt you, or begin building the plan you have delayed, this moment will truly become a turning point. I do not want you merely to hear that you carry light. I want you to express that light through the way you speak, choose, and treat yourself. Light does not need to display itself. It appears in patience when circumstances remain difficult, kindness when you have the right to respond bitterly, and courage that speaks truth even while the voice still trembles. I have been near you during recent days in a very gentle way. Perhaps you noticed old ideas suddenly returning, encounters that caused reflection, or coincidences that made you pause longer than usual. Do not immediately turn everything into an absolute sign, but neither should you ignore the value of observation. Synchronicity may help you recognize what has captured your focus, yet your choices must still be tested through reality, time, and results. I do not want you to surrender your authority to repeating numbers, dreams, or temporary feelings. I want you to use them as invitations for reflection, then continue examining them through wisdom. If a direction brings transparency, encourages kindness, and helps you become more responsible, you may proceed one step at a time. If something creates panic, pressures you to act blindly, or requires you to sacrifice your dignity, step back. My presence does not remove your freedom. It helps you use that freedom with clearer vision. The challenge approaching you was not created to destroy you, but it may reveal the parts of yourself you have avoided facing. You may need to choose between familiarity and growth, between a relationship that drains you and temporary loneliness, or between comfortable delay and a step requiring responsibility. Do not call every difficulty a punishment. Some doors are heavy because they lead to wider spaces where you need a more mature version of yourself to enter. Pressure does not always mean you should continue, but neither is it always a sign that you should turn back. Observe what the pressure is producing. If it makes you more honest, better able to protect boundaries, and more aware of your value, it may be becoming a catalyst for awakening. On the other hand, if it continually destroys your peace and causes you to lose yourself, you need enough courage to leave. Discernment lies in the ability to distinguish between these two. A new door is opening within your awareness. That door does not lead you into a distant world, but into a new way of living, in which you no longer react to everything through old wounds. When someone becomes silent, you will not immediately conclude that you are unworthy. When a plan is delayed, you will not believe that your entire future has closed. When you make a mistake, you will not use it as proof that you cannot change. You will learn to view every event with necessary distance and give yourself time to understand before reacting. That pause will change many things. It will help you avoid impulsive decisions, recognize the motives of others, and hear what your peaceful heart is trying to say. Sustainable transformation does not always cause the outside world to shake immediately. Often, it begins when you no longer allow one careless sentence to destroy your entire day, no longer chase someone who is unclear, and no longer neglect yourself in order to please everyone. Therefore, walk with me into the deepest part of this truth. Your purpose is not to become more special than everyone else. but to become the most genuine, mature, and useful version of yourself. You possess a way of listening that someone in pain needs, an experience that can help another person avoid a mistake, and an ability that has not been fully developed because you were too busy doubting yourself. Your assignment does not necessarily need to begin on a large stage. It may begin within your family, your work, or a conversation in which you choose kindness instead of anger. Every time you bring clarity instead of chaos, you live closer to your purpose. Every time you defend what is right without harming someone else, you allow your unique mark to be revealed. Do not despise small actions, because faithfulness in small things will prepare you for greater influence. My beloved child, transformation is always available, but it requires you to remain present, not only during the few minutes in which you hear a message, but throughout the most ordinary days of your life. Be present while eating, working, speaking, and whenever an uncomfortable emotion appears. Do not immediately run from yourself through noise, busyness, or endless searching. Sit still long enough to understand what you need and what must change. I remain near you, not to control every heartbeat or thought, but to protect, remind, and give you courage when your steps become heavy. You do not need to keep your eyes fixed upon a screen in order to remain connected to me. When you leave this place and choose to live through honesty, peace, and love, that guidance continues with you. Walk through the opening door with an awakened mind and a gentle heart. The profoundly meaningful thing you are about to discover is not a secret outside you, but the truth that you have always carried the ability to change your life, and now you are finally ready to begin using it.